Hi everyone, it's Dana Berger. I'm a professional actress and acting coach, and today I'm going to go over a little tip with you about a very specific thing in acting that some of you may very well know, and some of you, if you're new to acting, might not know about at all. And that's called your moment before. If you're a seasoned actor, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're new to acting, then this is actually really good that you're watching this video, because this is a very basic piece of acting 101, very fundamental to everything that you'll do on stage or on film as an actor. So the moment before, what we mean when we say your moment before, is what has just happened with your character or in the scene that you're playing right before you start speaking, or right before your monologue starts, or right before the scene officially begins. If you're doing a section of a scene for an audition, usually it will start and you have to figure out, maybe you don't have the whole script, you have to figure out what just happened before you started speaking. But in any situation, whether or not it's in the script or not, there is always something that's just happened. And it's up to you to really think about that and really figure it out and use that in your performance. So I've been coaching a lot of actors recently on monologues. And the thing about monologues that can be a little bit of a trap is that they're performed on their own, and usually there's only one actor doing them. There's not another person acting with you, even though in most cases the scene that the monologue is from includes 2 or more people. So the reason that's a trap is that because you're the only one acting in your monologue performance, it can feel like the beginning of the monologue is the beginning of the scene, because that's just where you start. But really, in most cases, the monologue is happening in the context of a much larger scene. And so if you're reading the play that the monologue is from, which you should, take a lot of notes and take a lot of, careful observation of what's happening in the scene right before the monologue starts, and how that would affect your character and why they then go into the monologue, why they say those things. And that actually is going to really change a person's whole performance and a person's whole demeanor if you understand where the monologue is coming from. So something that you can do in order to really get into that is, if you're rehearsing a monologue, get a friend or get another actor, if you can, to read the scene that the monologue is in with you, and read the scene before the monologue starts, and then continue right into the monologue from the scene. And doing that is going to kind of get the wheels turning and get you in the groove of what energy and what kind of a viewpoint your character is coming in from when they start their monologue. And I do this with a lot of my students is that we just read the scene that the monologue is in, and then they just start the monologue in the middle of the scene. And when I ask them how did that feel, or what was different about that, they usually say, I had a much better understanding of who I was talking to and why I was saying the things that I was saying. And it actually felt more like a scene and not just me speaking alone in this, monologue performance. Because that's not what you want. It has to feel like it's coming from somewhere, and that it's natural, and that it's real, and it's present, and that you're speaking to somebody specific. So if you don't know the context of the scene that you're doing or the monologue that you're doing, sometimes when you have an audition, you'll just get the section of the scene that they want you to audition with, and you won't get the rest of the scene or the rest of the script. And so in that case, I would just really strongly recommend you really look over the scene very carefully and see what kind of hints about the context you can glean, and then use those hints to imagine what probably just happened before the scene starts. And when you rehearse it, I would also recommend that you improv that moment before a little bit, and then go right into the beginning of the scene and do the whole scene of your audition coming from that improv, because it'll always give you a new perspective on the lines, on the scene, on who you're talking to, and what kind of energy you're coming in with. So this is a very, very key point, and it's very, very important. And I encourage you to really try that out and to check it out if you haven't already. So that's my tip for today. If you have any questions for me, or if you have any suggestions about other things you'd like to see me make videos about, you can contact me. My contact info is in the details of this video. And I wish you lots of luck, break lots of legs in your auditions and your performances.